Good morning. Good morning to you all. I want to welcome you to the Eco Nation, Eco Neighbors YouTube channel. And I want to welcome you and say thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping in. I hope your day is going beautiful. This is a beautiful day. This is a day to celebrate. We all are blessed if we're here to listen and to witness this live event. You're blessed. You are blessed. Happy Mac, how you doing? Bless up. Happy Easter to you as well. This is the day, not just this day, but every day. Every day the Creator has created this beautiful day, and we ought to rejoice on a daily basis. Let us be glad that we have life. Hey Gigi, how you doing? Hey Mings, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Hope y'all doing good today. I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I'm going to give it a few minutes, let a few more people come on in. I'm not going to hold you long, but this is food for thought. I want to share some things with food for thought, because whether we like it or not, Be Rich, what's going on? Much love to you. Laura Spencer, how you doing? Much love to y'all. What's up, people? Today, I've been watching a lot of different things on the news. I've been watching a lot of different things, not just lately, but period. I've always been kind of this guy that always kind of watch the news. Hey, Courtney Taylor, how you doing? Welcome on in. Woohoo, family, able to catch the live, fam. Grand Rising. We are blessed, y'all. I'm glad you're able to make it too. Much love to you. But I want to kind of have a conversation with you because we all deal with, if you love this channel, you love what we talk about, you love us homesteading, you love nature, you love just nature as a whole, you love life. Whether we like it or not, we are connected to bartering system. We are connected to an exchange. And whether we like it or not, we have to give something to receive something. Like Be Rich. Be Rich gives us some monetary means, and we appreciate that. Classic example. But it's up to me to give Be Rich some knowledge and some wisdom, right? So that's the exchange. There's no difference between that and in our world economy. No difference between that and, it's a difference, whether we like it or not, between this right here and this right here. It's a difference between this right here and this right here. Or is it a difference? Yeah, I get it. This is really not this, but it is intertwined with this, with a little bit of cotton, with a little bit of this. We get it. But imagine if you could go into your garage and could put together a design on the desktop. And imagine if you could put together a creative design with maybe some of your family members' photographs, or maybe inspirational people in your life, and you can place that photograph on a piece of substrate, paper, cloth, or whatever, or even a metal. And then imagine if you could go across the world and hand somebody that thing that you made in your garage, and they gave you in exchange a product, whether it's a service or goods. It could be IT technology. It could be a coat, shoes. It could be tools. It could be machinery. It could be guns. It could be whatever you want, water. It could be a variety of different things, vegetables. But imagine if you could go and just print it whenever you need to exchange something, right? Imagine if you could go in your garage and take a piece of whatever and exchange it worldwide. I want to talk to you about the devaluing of the dollar. How does it affect? Because it affects all of us in so many ways, right? In the state of Florida, we're watching laws get changed far as timeshares, far as condos, living situations. We're watching insurance challenges. And people say, we're really not in a recession. There's some challenging things. There's a few shortages, but it's not really major. And my answer to you is that's a great opinion, but I want to encourage you to wake up because it's very smoothly done. Things like insurance is being compromised. Some of your consumer goods, like simple things from cooking oils. Take a look at your cooking oils. Maybe take a look at your oils in your machinery. Any type of organic materials that come from the earth, we are finding that they are increasing and increasing. It was just released a few months ago that the average car payment is $700 to $1,000 per month. Think about that, y'all. The average car payment is $700 to $1,000 a month. Wrap your brain around that. Not too long ago, my mortgage was $600 per month. That was with land, home, infrastructure, everything. And we're talking about a couple of decades ago. And as you live in life, you'll see that decades are not that long. Decades are not that long at all. So imagine now that, hey, Thomas, how you doing? I love your video too. We're watching a lot of different things, and I'm an advocate. Make sure y'all check out Thomas. Make sure, I know she changed the name. No, I think it's Caroline, Thomas Carolina. She's in the chat. Check out her videos. She's always enlightening. She's always giving us a heads up on things was to come. She's observant. She's sharing the things that she observes and sees. So make sure y'all check out Thomas. But we're going to see different changes that's going to happen. We're watching the dollar no longer. You know, I think it was after World War II. It's been about 75 years, at least, that we've been dominant, where we can go worldwide and exchange. A lot of our insurance, a lot of our bond was held on the dollar. And the dollar is backed by precious metals like gold, silver. Think about this. Now, with so many things changing, y'all, with so many things rearranging, we need to get ready for our furniture to be rearranged. Have you ever gone into a place, and when you went into a place, you found that place was different from the last time you went there? This world is getting ready to change. And some people may view it as being bad and catastrophic. I'm always optimistic. I don't think it's going to be all of that bad, but it's not going to be as comfortable as we would like for it to be. It's going to be a luxury to buy a bag of chips. It's going to be a luxury to go out and eat. You're not going to have a lot of variety of consumer goods like you normally would see. It's going to cost you to buy some milk. It's going to cost you to buy some eggs. It's going to cost you a little bit more to cook with a certain type of oil. We're going to watch, not too long ago when I was growing up, in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I'm talking about late 70s, early 80s. I know it seems like a long time to you all because I'm talking about the 1900s, but I'm telling you, it's not that long. Just keep living. It was a time where we got up and we lit the heater, right? We took wood from outside and we started fires, right? It was a time when we couldn't afford simple things like electricity. We couldn't utilize a lot of electricity. Electricity was a luxury, right? There was time we couldn't fill up the refrigerator. Understand that we can survive and we can make it, but there are going to be times where you're going to have to decide whether your $900 car payment versus your food. Guess what? FHA is now getting ready to do 40-year mortgages. Why are cars allowing you to finance for 90 months, right? 90 months just so you can afford it, because the inflation is real. And the thing is, they're hiding the fact to let you think about month to month. We need to get out of the mindset of thinking month to month, thinking about that monthly budget, and we need to think about the long-term effects, because every time we swipe for a hamburger, we increase the cost of a hamburger. Every time that we no longer utilize a currency or a tangible good that we truly have in our hand, we are devaluing it because we're raising the cost. And the problem is, I'm watching in Miami, in South Florida, where people homeowners insurance is in the tune of $7,000 to $8,000 per year. Do the math. Think about that. After a while, it would be $12,000 a year. That's $1,000 just in home insurance, right? And I'm not talking about large homes. We got HOA fees that are $400 and constantly rising per month. We got condominium service fees where people can't afford a structural house. They have to live inside of a condo or a duplex. They're eradicating mobile home where the affordable living used to be for the common person that works a regular job in the service industry. So now we're talking about people who are paying anywhere from $2,000 to $35,000 to $5,000 per month. And we're talking about people who barely make $16 an hour. It's real, y'all. And how does it affect the homesteader? How does that affect the homesteader? We're watching countries unite. Right now, if these countries unite with the BRICS and the additional countries add on to the BRICS, what will happen is half of the population will be on this currency. We don't know what type of currency it would be, what platform. Some people say, you won't see that in a lifetime. You don't know. We've been 75 years strong, right? 75 years strong on top of our game. We have debt that we owe to some of these countries that are unified, right? One thing about, you got a car, Ford just released, because they preparing, these large companies are preparing for this cycle of deterioration of the dollar. Ford just got approved. They just got approved that they can remotely shut down your vehicle. And they already have AI where they can go and repossess cars. We're watching credit card companies decreasing your credit amounts because they see you struggling. We're watching fees and overdraft fees increase by 5 and 10%. They're cutting their loss. They're getting ready to write things off. They're getting ready to do what we consumers don't do. We want to hold on to the tight, hold on to the end. I lost everything because I tried to hold on to the end. Sometimes I take a look back and I say, what things did I learn out of losing everything? As a homesteader, that's what led me to the homestead. Y'all don't understand. Just yesterday, I was ready to give this 20 acres up. I was so sick of this process. And I have days where I get sick and tired of struggling every day. And I ask myself, what in the world did I do? But then I go and I look at current affairs and I look at how people no longer can. Some people, they having struggles just to get insurance or just to get their roof on or just to get their AC repaired or just to get anything done because they barely making their monthly payments. And I could easily go back to a 5-bedroom, 4-bedroom, whatever home. But then I ask myself, what am I doing and why did I lead myself here? And through y'all encouragement, through y'all supporting the channel, through y'all sending me emails of encouragement, by y'all sending me just little financial tidbits, all these different things are just confirmations to let me know that I'm going in the right way. Here I am, I'm trying to clear the land. And yesterday I completely ripped up. I messed up the generator, my most powerful generator. I shorted it out. I ripped up the plumbing system, the water hose system that I got running to the RV, and I ripped out the electrical because I hadn't buried it yet because I'm going to eventually move this RV once we drop in some other infrastructures. But I was trying to be resourceful and trying to be proactive, but I ripped up everything. And so it led me back on another almost 20-hour journey just to get things restored. But thanks be to God, I got everything restored and we have water. It's a little bit more inconvenient because I got to rewire some things and we having to manually switch some things out. But I'm thankful that I was able to restore power back to EcoNation. So EcoNation has its power again, right? But you have those challenging times, and what I'm trying to communicate to you all as a homesteader, or even if you own your home or if you rent, gird yourself up. Gird yourself up. And what I mean by gird yourself up is you're going to have costs and you're going to have unexplained accidents that are going to happen. They are going to happen, and you're not going to be able to control them. And the gap between your income and the cost of everything is going to be so much of a big gap that if you don't get lean now, while you have time, you're going to wish you got lean. You're going to need to get yourself conditioned and prepared. This is a marathon, y'all. Get yourself conditioned and prepared for the valuing of the dollar. No longer will you be able to just buy something that you would ordinarily buy casually. It's going to be a challenge between you negotiating and moving stuff around. No longer are you going to have flexibility like you used to have because things are changing. And the furniture is being rearranged in this world, whether we like it or not. I don't think we're doomed. I feel confident about the country. I love the country that I serve. But we've been sitting fat for a long time. We've been sitting nice and high on the hog. And if you ain't asked nobody, just travel. Just travel. Look around you. Look at other countries that don't have infrastructures, that don't have consistent lights, that don't have consistent water, that have to go and get water. Think about those countries and think about infrastructures where they don't have the blessing that we have. Most of the time, we're trying to decide on which package, which cable package, or which movie selection we're going to have, or what we're going to eat, as far as whether it's shrimp or steak, or maybe some other item that we want to have. It's going to be a time where you're going to notice your rents are going to slowly go up. And people, we watched in the news just recently where this elderly woman with cancer was put out of her house because she had a different opinion from a religious organization. A religious organization throw this woman out of her home because she disagreed with the minister. Now, if we're doing that now, imagine when that ratchet gets a little bit tighter, y'all. Imagine when things get cranking a little bit tighter. So what can we do? How can we adjust and how we can prepare? It reminds me back when I grew up and when I lost everything. If you have a little extra money, think about things you're going to need, like maybe oil. If you're on a homestead, think about your machines and the oil that you need. Buy some now, stock up on it now. If you're thinking about tools or you're seeing some of your equipment is starting to go awry, go ahead and fix it or replace it now. Do it now. If you're starting to see where you need to get some projects done and you might be paying on your equipment, or you might be leasing out some equipment, or you might be leasing out certain things, go ahead and do it. Because you don't want to catch yourself where you can't plant or you can't do this. If you need to buy seeds, go ahead and buy them seeds now. Don't rush. You got time. There's going to be a process, but just slowly stack up on things that don't expire like that, like oil, whether it's motor oil, whether it's lubrication, whether it's cooking oil. Buy things that are going to last you long term. Think outside the box, right? Aluminum foil don't rust unless you leave it out into the elements. Think about certain things you need, like metals, natural products, things that come from Mother Nature. Stack up on those things and try to keep them in a certain situation where they don't expire, because you don't want to be at the point where you at your last $20 and you got just some cooking oil that costs you $20, but you ain't got nothing to cook it with, right? You rather spend that $20 on something to obtain where you can cook, right? You already got your oil. You already got your paper. You already got your toilet paper. You already got different things. So think about this, y'all. Prepare yourself, because we're watching other countries say enough is enough. We're going to our garage and we're printing, whether it's digital or whether it's tangible. Most likely it's going to be digital, y'all. But we imagine this: multiple countries, and a lot of us we focus on the hate and the hate and the hate and hate. Imagine if you wasn't USA. Imagine if you wasn't in the clique with USA. It'd be kind of cold out there, right? So it's no different between I got a homestead, you got a homestead, but imagine I'm growing a bunch of stuff and you barely getting by. And then after a while, you're gonna be like, what's your secret? And then I say, I'm not giving you my secret. Now you can buy my stuff, but I'm not giving you my secret. After a while, people gonna be like, I wanna come and get that. Because you ain't sharing, you ain't working with me. So it's called survival. At the end of the day, we talking about survival, y'all. It's either you or me, right? So what are we doing to protect ourselves, to make sure that we gonna make sure our family gonna be good? Let us stop. Let us. I've been encouraging you all, tweak down on some of them luxuries. Get ready. Get yourself in shape. That way it won't be such a shock. Get your kids in shape. Allow them some delayed gratification a little bit. I know it's that consumer type mindset, but we getting ready to get into a transition of world dynamics. And when we get into a world dynamics and culture and change, you're getting ready to watch where things that maybe $10 and $15 gonna be $30 and $50. And if you're already strained right now, it's gonna be a challenging situation. Put yourself in a winning situation. Put yourself in a winning situation, whether that determines moving, whether it determines preparation, whether it determines education, whether it determines to find a companion or to find a network of people. Or maybe, like I seen a family down the road from us, you know what they did? Here they are, they got together, they bought a piece of land, and they were all up in age, but they all shared that piece of land. They all chipped in on that piece of land. They all got little small homes on that piece of land, but they help each other. They chipped in on the well, they chipped in on the septic tank, they chipped in on all these different natural resources that now they have the infrastructure. And now guess what? Outside of land taxes, because it's gonna be a point in time where some people gonna be like, I have my home paid for and I don't have no insurance. I can't afford it. It's gonna be a time where people gonna be bartering between food and insurance pieces. And it hurts me because insurance will hedge, but you gotta understand, insurance is calculated risk. Insurance companies will protect themselves. They will protect their interests and their investors because it's survival, y'all. We're talking survival, right? They're going to protect their interests and they will not go at a loss. You will lose as a consumer before they lose, right? So now we're talking about putting food on the table, keeping warm, keeping cool, keeping hydrated, keeping wellness. Buy your herbs, grow your herbs, work on digesting your herbs, build your body, learn what your body likes and learn what your body gravitates towards. Learn certain things that you can. I'm not a medical person. I'm not recommending, but I'm telling you what real come to real. People couldn't afford medicine a long time ago, or the ones that could afford medicine, they took it in rations. It's still people. I worked around a lot of elderly. It's still a lot of people when I used to do home health care. It's people who used to take half of their medication because they couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford it. But I watch other successful people where they maybe took portions of their medication, but they supplemented with natural resources, herbs, teas, things from the earth, minerals, mushrooms, all these different things. You're going to have to get creative and think outside the box. I encourage you, get creative, think outside the box. We got to gird ourselves up, get ourselves ready. Get used to wearing clothes that you done own for 2 and 3 years. Buy clothes that's going to last a little bit longer than 2 or 3 years. Learn how to sew. Learn how to mend. Learn how to make things stretch. Buy quality. over popularity, by quality over what's fashionable, by quality over what is viewed to be expensive. Be strategic. Be strategic about what you're doing. When the world was at a rate back in 2008 through 2010, you know what? The dollar was backed by what? Precious metals, right? The dollar was backed by gold, mainly, because silver would be very expensive, but it's still utilized in the industrial age. And so, therefore, in order to keep things balanced and controlled, silver does not rise like gold, but gold just sit there. Yeah, I get it. It's in some of the high-end electronics and some other things like that. But as a whole, gold just sits there as a bargaining tool, right? But guess what? The great, beautiful place that we call the USA were doing. They had stores everywhere. Everywhere. We buy gold. We buy gold. They were just like convenience stores. Where did that gold go to? Americans was getting off the gold, was going in, digging in old jewelry boxes. Times were hard. People couldn't find a job. The money wasn't going that well. People weren't getting lending, weren't getting credit. Times were tough. But guess what? We were cashing in gold, precious metal, copper. We're cashing all that stuff in. And it was going at a good rate, right? I kept on the lights plenty of time for not pawning, but cashing in some metals and goods, right? People were even stealing copper from off the AC units, right? What I'm trying to beg you to listen, especially to our youth, those who hadn't gone through this process, it don't have to hit so hard. There's going to be a time where people are going to ask for accountability. There's going to be a time in this world where accountability is going to be real. And when accountability is going to be real to a homesteader, what will they take? The most they can take, as lean as I and me and Gigi and little Gigi is, the most they can take is our land. And people say, oh my God, they can take your land. Yeah, they can take our land. That's our most valuable asset. But guess what? I also know where the stuff is on my land. And just because you take it don't mean I can't come back and come get some of my stuff, right? Because it's all about survival. You know, we got all these what ifs and what ifs. But think about this. If you somewhere out renting, you somewhere out leasing, or you somewhere where down in South Florida where these families are being kicked out because they rent has changed from, Lord have mercy, changed from $1,400 a month to almost $3,000 a month. And they literally have to leave. Their jobs, their careers, their everything is right there. What do? If you left your job, you don't have no money no more. You can't live in certain areas no more. After a while, that stuff gonna come to a head, right? The rich people gonna be sitting real nice, sitting real fashionable. It's the place to be. South Florida, all of this, Hawaii, all these different places. But guess what they're not gonna have? It's gonna remind me of the 1960s. You don't have nobody to cook your food. You ain't got nobody to clean your house. You don't have nobody to flush your toilets out. You don't have nobody to fix your electricity. You don't have nobody to roto-rooter your sewage. Because guess what you done? You left a world where it's only the consumer. You left areas where people talk about food deserts. You're going to have service industry deserts. And then guess what's going to happen? They're going to leave those places. Because the few service people that will be there, they will be cleaning up. They will do work what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it. You want an electrician? Guess what you're going to have to do? Wait. You want somebody to come router your router? Guess what you're going to have to do? Wait. You want to get a decent restaurant, somewhere you can sit down and eat because you don't cook? Guess what you're going to have to do? Pay more. And guess what you're going to also have to do? Wait. You're going to have to get on a waiting list. You're going to have to book reservations for 2 hours in advance. Sometimes you might not even get it that day. And guess what you're going to eventually have to do? Learn how to cook. You're going to have to learn how to buy some groceries. You're going to learn all of a sudden that refrigerators are on hold and it's a waiting period because the value of the dollar, and people now starting to realize that certain things make sense, certain things are valuable. You're going to also realize that for our growers, a lot of things that we use, tools, something tears up, we're going to have to wait. Or we're going to have to one day go back to what it used to be. Get a welder. Get your tools stacked up. Get your air compressors. Get your grinders. Go ahead and get it now. Go ahead and get it now. Go ahead and keep that scrap metal around your house. You think it's junk. Give it some time. Anything that comes from Mother Nature will be valuable. And it's not going to be all about this all the time. Or it's not going to be all about, where is it? This. It's not going to be about that all the time. You want to know what it's going to be about? I can't do nothing with $10. What am I going to do with $10? I can't even put $10 in the tank. Because guess what? Saudi Arabia is cutting deals with China, right? One of the largest producer of fuel. And if you're not the big dog no more on the corner, on the block, you just one of the dudes. You got some, but you ain't got it, right? And you come around there with this, and they say, really? I got a better deal with half the world population over here versus your population right here, which is a slither. And by the way, your credit ain't good. You owe too many people. Your books is shabby. You're looking raggedy. You ain't got no credit no more. Guess what's going to happen to oil? No matter whether it's Republican, Democrat, Independent, in the House, in control of the House, guess what's going to happen? It's a natural resource, right? And if they say, hey, we're going to find more blessings and we're looking to the future because it seems like that side of the field is doing better than this old 75-year side of the field. And by the way, some of the deals y'all cut and some of the controls y'all tried to put on us, we don't appreciate it anyway. I like the idea of independence. So guess what? They move and they shift their resources over here. And now you crying about $3.15, $3.49 per gallon. And for those of you homesteaders like myself that has multiple hour commute, guess what's going to happen? After a while, it's not going to be affordable for me to go to work. It's not going to be affordable for me to commute, right? Then, like in 2009, you can't go bag no groceries. You can't go work here because all the jobs are going to be nestled down because we barely making it. And I can't afford not to work, right? No bailouts, no giving because we ain't got nothing else to give, right? Guess what else going to happen? When people don't go to work because they thinking about food versus transportation at $1,700 a month for a car payment, now they're going to the used cars, right? Guess what they don't have? Because we ran them out. Mechanics. We don't have nobody going to school for mechanics. Nobody turning no wrenches. We don't even own wrenches no more. We just get the service. We call somebody. They come pick it up, they take it there, and we pay the bill. But guess what happened? No more credit. Now, $100 oil change is $200 because of oil and service, right? And guess what? You're going to have to wait because all these few mechanics, these awesome mechanics, they're going to be overloaded. And the people that's in the service industry, y'all teach your kids now. Teach your kids because it's finna get lean. You got some kids, they got aspiration. Check the college. I ain't dishing college, but you better check some service. Dust the dust off of some of these technical colleges. Dust the dust off of these technical programs. You better learn about mentorship, protege. Get to learning with some protege programs. Some of you all entrepreneurs that's in the service industry, start developing schools, trainings, transition from physically doing it to teaching people how to do it. Transition your business to start teaching these people some trades and some skills and start putting together some accreditation pieces. What? That's what we going back to basics, whether we like it or not. In this world, we going back to the basics. It's no longer where we just flip a remote or we talk to Siri or we go get the latest phone just because it just dropped. Because now we're gonna be paying $3,000 to $5,000 for a cell phone. You might laugh at me. You might think I'm crazy. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, I used to think they was crazy. My dad always reminded me, he showed me this little old watermelon. She had a fiending for watermelons, right? She had a fiending for watermelon. They was in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. And to his dying day, he used to always talk about how much he paid for that watermelon. He paid $7 for that watermelon. And that's back in the 70s, right? Now, is that really crazy? $7 for a watermelon? When last time you tried some avocado oil? You like avocado oil. You don't like Crisco no more. You like coconut oil. You don't like that old lard no more, right? You like grapeseed oil. You know, that other stuff, it just irritates me, right? You like all these certain things, right? These conveniences. But it's good for you. I don't doubt it. But how do you make it? Do you have a press? Are you growing some of this stuff? Are you growing avocados? Are you drying? Are you canning? Have you practiced some of your canning again? Since it's not so fashionable, we don't see a lot of YouTube on canning no more. Have you forgot how to can? Might want to brush some of that stuff off. When last time you changed all your light bulbs to lower your wattage from 100 watts to 120 watts to maybe 20 watts? You know, you got these LEDs. When have you considered running your electric off a 12 volt versus 120? Your appliances. Have you really put a meter on some of that old deep freeze or your refrigerators or different stuff like that? You may want to consider getting some not so smart technology, but some energy efficient technology. You might want to start focusing on stuff you don't have to talk to, but stuff you can manually open and close and manually put up. You want to know why? Because it's going to get tight. It's going to get tight. And people are going to laugh when you say, all I got is $50. All I got is $50. And $50 not even going to allow you to drive 10 to 15 miles. And it's getting that real. So if you're on the ledge, you're thinking about buying this $1,000 a month car payment. Come on, y'all. $700 car payment. And some people say, my house paid for, I got everything, I worked all my life, and I always wanted it. I always wanted to have it, and this is one of the things I want to do. Hey, I ain't knocking. Or you got some people say, hey, I've been dreaming about that all my life, and I moved some stuff around, and I got some different things, and I got some extra income coming in, and I ain't knocking you. Nothing wrong with it. But when it hit the fan, and when it get tight, and when that retirement money just don't go as far as it need to go, or when the insurance want to go up $300 and $400 a month, or when your regular utility bills, your regular taxes, your regular basic things that you utilize kind of go up, or just to put some brakes on a car costs $6,000 and $7,000 or $1,000 just for brakes, or your air filter, or your cabin filters, all running you $200 and $300, and then you start to feel that squeeze, that tightness around your chest, and that pinching in your shoulders. and you feel the back pressure and the pain, just remember me warning you, be wise, be smart, stretch that car out a little bit more. You know you're going to need some spark plug. Go on buy them now. You know you're going to need them in a little while. You might need some oil. You know you're going to need an oil change in the next year or two, maybe 2 or 3 times. Go on get that oil instead of that new car. Go on get that oil. Go on watch some of these YouTube channels and learn how to do certain things around the house that you be paying for. You might want to learn how to spray some bug be gone around your house or lay some sticky traps. You might want to practice on getting them mice out of your house. You know what I'm saying? You might want to invest in a little bit more, maybe a bicycle, maybe some walking shoes, some hiking shoes, some socks. You know you work in construction, go and get them gloves, because it's going to be a time when you got $50 and you ain't got but $50, but you got to buy some food. And then you need some work gloves and they $50. And you debating, I got to have my glove for work, but then I got to get something to eat. Think about it, y'all. Things you know you can get now and kind of tuck it away for a little bit. Man, tuck that stuff away. Because take it from me. You don't want to be out there because it's something about that perpetual cycle, man. Something about that perpetual cycle. When you down and you out, everything tears up. Everything tears up. When I'm down to my lad right here, that's when everything go wrong. I ain't never had no issue with no tires. Never had no issue with my battery. Never had no issue with my starter. Never had no issue with the water heater. It's summertime. What pipes doing busting? Wait a minute. I got calcium build up in my water heater tank. My element gone bad. And to get somebody over here, I gotta wait a month. Or I go down to Lowe's and it's cheaper for me to bring somebody in here and wait the month than it is for me to go and buy that part. Man, this thing gonna get real. It don't mean the country is at the end. By no means am I saying that. But what I'm saying is gonna get a little uncomfortable, right? It's gonna be a time where you ain't gonna understand that your office temperature is burning up in here or it's freezing in here. But somebody in New York that's a property management company team that decides that we gotta cut our costs a little bit. We gonna trim this heat in this office building. We're gonna trim this AC in these office buildings, and we ain't gonna let them come on to a certain part of the day, and then we're gonna cut our costs. We're gonna go and spend $20 on a little lunch, and then you're gonna realize this ain't nothing. What's the proportion size? There used to be a little plate, nice, decent plate, but now I'm watching the plates get a little bit smaller. Wait a minute. What happened to all the fountain drinks where I could just spend 99 cents and just go in there and just drink a couple of times or bring back that cup? What happened to those deals? Wait a minute, where are the coupons? How are they sending us the coupons? We're not getting any coupons no more. After a while, we're gonna start watching things just slowly, the toilet paper just a little bit thinner. Why in the world I'm rolling with this toilet paper, my fingers coming through and it ain't got wet yet? Come on, man. It ain't even got wet yet. And my fingers going through the toilet paper. What happened to aluminum foil? It used to be so many yards, and now it's gonna get a little uncomfortable. What happened to the quality of Lazy Boy, Kenmore? What happened to these Whirlpool appliances that used to last 5 and 10 years? But I'm paying on it 5 and 10 years, but it only lasts in 2 years. Be careful. And if they say that people of color gonna have a net worth of 0, make them a lie. Make them a lie. Stop consuming all this stuff that's deteriorating. Stop giving all your money to stuff falling apart before you can get it home. Start spending your money on some quality stuff. Start tapping into some natural resources. If you're buying something that came from nature, it's gonna cost you more in the future. Anything that comes from nature, organic, not made up, not an app, not not something in the sky that you can't touch and feel and smell and taste. All that stuff, it ain't gonna matter after a while. Stuff ain't gonna matter after a while. What's gonna be valuable is stuff you can physically touch and feel and smell and taste, right? So get it together, y'all. I'm begging you. I'm encouraging you. Get it together, because time is of the essence. And we keep watching stuff and we say, oh, it ain't but $300 a month. Oh, it ain't but $200 a month. Oh, it ain't but $300 and $400 a month. That's cheap. That's chicken change. I spend that at the grocery store, right? But you ain't realize you spending, you doing 40 years of $300 a month. Do the math on an item that costs you $5,000. You spending 20 years paying $120 a month on an item that costs you $1,500. But it looks good month to month. That thing look real good month to month. I can afford that. I'm on a fixed income. We all on a fixed income. If you go to a job, you get paid bi-weekly, monthly, weekly, per day. You're on a fixed income. If you can't control your pay far as it goes up and you go down. Now, the closest people to not on a fixed income are entrepreneurs, right? But guess what they got to do? They can't get comfortable. They can't relax, right? Entrepreneurs every day got to eat. Got to go out in forest and go get it. If you got a job, you got a little flexibility. You know, you get a little bit out of shape. But we're going to have some people who got a job, who going to need a job, who going to need a job. We're going to find some people going to be cohabitating with people and going to be shacking up and doing all this kind of stuff just so they can make ends meet, right? But be smart about it. If you just making ends meet and you're not putting nothing to the side, or you don't have nothing to put to the side, better check what you're doing. Check what you're doing, people. I'm trying to tell you. Even paid for land, it's hard out here. It's hard out here. People don't charge you for a well like they used to charge you anymore. Oh, every time I need a service out here, that stuff that I can't do, that's regulated, and stuff that has to be done by a quota professional, guess what they always say? Oh man, a couple of years ago, man, the price has gone up 60%. It's like an everyday conversation whenever you ask somebody to do something now that has the equipment, that has the skill set. Oh, things have gone up since 2020, 50, 60%. The cost, I can't even buy materials like I used to buy, right? That's because the value of that dollar is diminishing. And the smooth way to slide it to you is to put it where it's at your level where you can somewhat obtain it, but you ain't looking at the back end. You ain't looking at the back end. Yeah, man, it's almost like a pimp. Hey, why you living out here on the streets, right? Why you going through that? You ran away from home, really? Oh man. Let me give you a little something. Let me give you a little shelter and protection. You know what I'm saying? I can take care of you. You ain't gotta live like this. You much too beautiful to live like this. I got you. What you need? You need something to eat? I got you. Come on, get out the rain. Hop in this Cadillac right here. It's warm in here, ain't it? Let me get you some clothes. Let me take you shopping. Let me take you around. Let me show you some things. Oh man, you know that earring will look good on you, girl, right? Man, it look good. Young man, that earring look good on you. Boy, that tank top look good on you, man. Oh, that dress look good on you, girl. But you know, in the end, what's gonna happen? Eventually, they didn't invest it. Eventually, they gonna want something in return. Nothing come for free, right? Nothing come for free. So pay attention. We're watching different things changing. We watching furniture being rearranged in rooms that we used to own, right? We watching furniture being rearranged by room we used to earn. And the thing is, I'm listening to people living in different countries, right? And they especially my people, they said screw United States, screw America, screw this and screw that. They saying a lot of different chat, a lot of that. And I be listening, I'm like, okay, I get it, I hear it. But do we really have a piece of peace in this world, period? Do we as humans, period, have a piece of peace? Do we? Where you going? But guess what? Your retirement tied to the dollar. Guess what happens? You go to these different countries, Mexico's, other places, and guess what your resources tied to? A dollar. Your retirement pension, your investments, your companies, all that stuff tied to a dollar, right? So you're gonna get affected. I don't care where you run, you can run all you want to, but we all gonna be affected. And it's gonna get a little bit tighter. And the squeeze gonna get a little bit tighter. But what I'm trying to encourage you to do, you can prepare yourself. You ain't got to suffer as hard as a lot of other people will suffer that keep turning the dial. They see something like what I'm talking about. Oh, we ain't going all, yeah. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna match replay one day. Or you're gonna be in a place when you gotta have a choice where you gotta listen to it because they're gonna play this again. Somebody around you gonna play this again because you're gonna understand that stop playing games. Be smart, people. I love my people. My people support me. Everybody that support this channel and who has supported this channel with a like, we are of a like mind, a like mindset. And I ain't just talking about no race. I'm talking about people of the like mindset who want to grow their own food, who want to support each other, who want to be positive, who want to give some positive energy in this world, who want to share love, life, who care about people, who compassionate. They support this channel, whether they share it out, whether they like it, whether they even contribute, or whether they just seeing, man, people just seeing stuff out of the blue. Didn't ask for it. Gracious. But you know what that does? That allows me to be at the point where I can share more with you. I can do more with you. And I can share my resources, right? Share my wisdom, share my knowledge. I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I ain't dumb. I see stuff happening. And I've seen stuff happen in the past. And I will continue to see stuff, and you will see it too. And one thing about the truth, when the truth hits you, you're going to see it from that point on. Every time you turn your head, you're going to see it from that point on. And it's not me speaking, but it's the God in me that's speaking. It's the God in me that got me up to the part where I say, you need to do something. Just like when I seen that dude got murdered in that grocery store in front of my face. And he walked out of that store. And I went and I pursued him along with me and my coworker. You need to do something. We watching people, elderly people getting taken advantage of. We watching women get beat and hit in the face, getting cussed out. And we just sitting on the wall and we just hanging out. And especially our black men, we ain't doing nothing, y'all. What are we for? After a while, I get asking, what we here for? I see video where dude just posted on a wall while a woman getting beat. And we gonna have the value of resources and we can't unite? Something wrong. Something wrong. What happened to our compassion for one another? Back in the day when I grew up, that was an automatic beat down. You beating on a woman, or you doing anything disrespectful to a child or to somebody that's elderly. That was an automatic. Ain't nobody gotta come find you. We come find you. What happened? How did that don't churn your stomach? How did that don't get you motivated and get up to go get something, go do something? What happened? Men, what happened? Well, that's their business. I ain't in their business. And then she ended up going back. So what? Think, brother. This is us, right? What happens when the dollar ain't worth nothing no more? And and when I say ain't worth nothing, it's gonna always be worth something, I believe. But what I'm saying by it's not worth anything, I mean it's gonna take you triple the amount that it used to take you to do what you used to do, if that makes sense. So if something costs $10, you might spend $30 for it in the near future, right? What happens when we all suffering, right? And the only way we can truly be good in the situation. If I'm killing it over here with herbs, and you killing it over there with meat, and you killing it over there with vegetables over there, what happens to the part we say, I ain't competing against you, my brother. I ain't fighting against you. I get it. It's some things I don't like about some things you do. But what happens when it be like, your wife's sitting over there sick, your children over there sick. There's another super bug that came out there, but they say, and I've been watching, some of these herbs right here been helping us through that process. We still got symptoms, but it's been working. But we ain't got no meat. It would be nice to get a little protein in our diet. Can we exchange? Over here, you got some vegetables, you got resources, you're a tool, you're a craftsman, you're this and that. You got all the business you got in the world, but people ain't exchanging. They exchanging goods for goods. But you need some vegetables, or you need some your kids to be taught, or you need a nurse, or you need a speech therapist, or you need something in your family, in your circle, right? But we sitting over here don't have compassion for our own brother, fellow man, and we're gonna need unity as this dollar devalue, right? We're gonna need the people that are well-to-do to help, to build the schools, the technical schools, so we can have value that people come to us for a resource and not just shaking our asses and not just running up and down the court, right? We're gonna need something as far as resources and talents for us to exchange, right? To barter and exchange, right? What do we have to exchange right now? You take away entertainment a lot of time, what we got to exchange, right? And that we unified in. What we got to exchange? We have it on the individual and on a smaller scale, but really as a whole, what are we known for in the African-American community? What are we on? African-American men. Let's break it down. African-American male, what are you known for? What do you have to exchange when your dollars in your pockets are not worth as much? What do you got to exchange? If you don't have a skill, you don't have a talent, you just going to a job, just putting the pegs in the hole, you're just crossing the T's, dotting the I's. What do you do? Well, I'm a such and such and such and such and such. But yeah, but what you do? You know, the system down. So what do you do? The network is down. We can't afford to keep electricity on. We cut it off and cut it on. So what you do? Now, one person may say, oh, I can craft a chair. I can craft this. I can do this. I can do that. Well, another person may say, hey, I noticed your plumbing stopped up. I can unstop your plumbing. Or one person say, your car knocking. You might need to adjust that valve on that car right there. Or you know what? I can crack that code because your phone, it got a block on there. You got a virus, and I can go in there. I can crack that. We got to have resources where people come to us for and that we can exchange. Because as things get more gapped and open, we're going to have to be creative. Now, one thing about it, I'm not worried about us as African Americans. You know, we find ways to make it happen. But why in the world, if you're seeing stuff happen, you wait till the fire get real big on your house, and you saw you had a short on the edge of your house, and you saw that every time it rained, it arced. Why wait till that house start to burn to go get your stuff out of that house? That don't make no sense, man. You seeing that arc every single time, or you walk by that faulty plug, and you know that that's a fire hazard. Why wait till the house get on fire before you go running in there to go grab your valuables? Let's be proactive. Let's be proactive. Let's go ahead and fix what needs to be fixed. Let's go ahead and arrange what needs to be arranged. Let's go ahead and put some things in together. And then guess what we need to do? We need to look off to the side, to the left, and we need to look to the right, look to the forward. I ain't got no more beef. I don't have no beef with nobody. What I'm trying to do is unify. I'm trying to unify. I ain't mean mugging no more, right? I'm trying to look and see what resources we can exchange and share. Let us build our talents. Let us build our strength. And we can have friendly competition if that's what you want. But I ain't competing no more. I'm just trying to be the best at what I can be so that I can have something to exchange, so I can bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? You got a talent, I got a talent, some of us got multiple talents. And with a talent, you can always exchange. Don't matter what no value of this or value of that. If I know I can work on something and fix something or build something or create something, or if I know I got natural resources that I can exchange, it adds value to me. And you got a lot of valuable talents. Tap into them. Don't worry if you awesome at this or awesome at hair, or awesome at this or awesome at that. Keep your technical skills tight, right? Keep your trading skills tight. If you don't do none of that technical stuff, but then you also own a lot of stuff that's natural resources, don't be so quick to get rid of it. It's clutter. It's all clutter. Don't be careful, because it might be able to help uncle out. It might be able to help nephew out. It may be able to help TT out. So be patient. Be observant. Do your diligence. Invest in stuff that really matters. Tangible things like what? Your health, your peace of mind, your natural resources. Get your garden skills up. Learn what works in your yard. Learn what don't work in your yard. Triple your planting. If you plant over on this side, well, this side of my yard, I think I'm going to put my garden. No, put it in every corner of your garden and see where that plant grows well. Because we ain't got but a couple of years to figure out how you're going to really be able to grow your food in your backyard. Put it in the right side, the left side, the front side, the back side. And then you'll be like, oh, in a few years, I'm not paying that at that grocery store. I already know how to grow mine over there in that right-hand corner. I'm gonna grow my okra and I'm gonna grow my greens over here in the left-hand side. You're gonna already have it figured out. So go ahead and plant all over and know where you're winning at and know where you're killing at. Know what you're good at. Optimize your resources, right? And love on each other. I keep saying that time and time again, keep on growing, keep on growing. Keep on growing is loving on each other. Start talking to each other. Start having dinner together. Start sitting down and having dinner with one another, right? Because that's going to be your entertainment. That's going to be your entertainment where you come together and you put some pieces together. You come together, you kill a hog, or you just take some vegetables and you do a stir fry. Or you take whatever resource you got and you do game night, right? Put some of that technology off to the side and go and buy $30 or $50 or $60. You know, games are $50 and $60 and $70 now, right? Right? Imagine what they're gonna be when you can't afford but only a limited amount of resources, right? You ain't gonna have time to sit down and just tap, 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 right? Because you're gonna be trying to maintain that increase in your rent. Time to maintain that increase in your fuel tank. Time to maintain that increase in your power bill, your water bill, your gas bill, right? So y'all think about those things, and I appreciate y'all coming in, appreciate your love. But seriously, I encourage you all, challenge what I say. Don't believe a word I say. Don't trust nothing I say. But investigate it, challenge it, check it out. See what you think. And then leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Because I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm finna gird myself up. I don't know what you're going to do, but I refuse to go back and relive 2008. Where all these companies, they're going to protect themselves. They're going to liquidate this. They're going to get rid of this and get rid of that. But then you still turn around and buy them. And it's luxury items and it's stuff you really don't need. Man, we better wake up. Better wake up. Who cares if you flossing and you hungry? Who cares if you flossing and you sick and you weak? Who cares if you look good and you ain't got nothing to bother with? Sometimes people come and take it. Y'all be blessed. Keep on growing.